All right. What's going on, guys? Your boy Terabyte Reacts here, back with another season review. And we are here to talk about season 5. Now, first thing I want to address in this review is the fact that Bran was nowhere to be found in this season. Why? I don't know. Makes no sense. His story was developing really good, and they totally left him out of these 10 episodes. I don't know why they decided to do that, but I'm hopefully that we'll see him in the next one. I'm guessing more than likely he's going to be way older, looks way older the next time we see him. So definitely looking forward to seeing Bran in season 6. And yes, I have decided to move along with the series, even though I'm very pissed off at what they're doing in the show right now with killing Jon. You guys said there's a lot of people that enjoy season 6. Season 6 is their favorite season. Of course, people gonna have their preference. You guys said Jon also died in the books, so okay, so I guess this was a Mr. Martin decision, and I don't have to worry about it being up from a writing perspective. Guys, you have to understand, I don't know what went on in the books. I have no idea what takes place in the books. So don't come at me as if I should know. I do not know. Most of the time I don't have time to sit down and read books. I read books, and most of the books that I read or like, you know what I'm saying, digital books and stuff like that, or audiobooks, I don't have time to really sit down and really take up a book and read hardcover most of the time. So, you know, I try to do it as much as possible, but I know them Game of Thrones books are huge. You know what I'm saying? So I understand where you guys are coming from, but you got to understand my perspective. Also, I'm watching the show for what it is. I'm not really concentrating. I love to hear about what happens in the books, but at the same time, you have to understand that it's not my perspective at this point. I know that there gotta be some way more details that they don't address in the show that's, you know, maybe contrary to what the books do. So totally understand it from that perspective. But okay, let's jump into this review. Okay, so in season 5, we have a lot of things developing. We got to see a lot more of Dorne, which is awesome. So let's talk about what happened in Dorne. Jaime and Bronn decided to go to Dorne to go get Myrcella because they got this, Cersei got this message from Oberyn's lover, and I guess the mother of his daughters, the 3 girls that you see there. So she got this message. It was like a snake with a necklace in its mouth. It was an obvious threat. So Jaime decided to go get Myrcella before anything bad happens. Right? They got there. You know, they were trying to do it in secret, but they got caught, and was imprisoned. But because they know it's Jaime, you can't do anything to Jaime. The prince is against all of this because he didn't even know about the threat that was sent. Because this lady's she's just doing whatever she wants, and it was like, oh, we gotta avenge Oberyn. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, no, Oberyn died legitimately. He got in over his head. Well, he wasn't in over his head. He won the fight and was there trying to get a confession from the mountain about his sister, and he got killed. Nobody's fault but his. Okay? He died legitimately, or you want to call it legally. He died in, you know, trial by combat as a champion for Tyrion. So there is no revenge to be taken. You can't take revenge for something and saying that the Lannisters killed Oberyn. The Lannisters didn't kill Oberyn. Oberyn killed himself, if you want to put it like that. Oberyn definitely killed himself. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy to think, are you to be trying to get revenge on a little girl by saying that, oh, I'm avenging Oberyn because of this. No, can't do that. So, but she wanted justice. Her justice is just off. It's stupid. You know what I'm saying? The reason for her revenge is oh, I'm gonna let the Lannisters suffer like that, how they made Oberyn suffer. No, it doesn't work like that. So my opinion on the whole thing was they got Jaime, and you know, they were like, okay, we'll send Myrcella back with you along with Trystane, because she's in love with Trystane. She's like, because Myrcella didn't even want to leave because she's in love with Trystane. She want to marry Trystane, whatever. So the Prince of Dorne, he decided, Oberyn's brother, decided to send Myrcella, but they gotta take Trystane too to go live in to King's Landing. He totally agreed. Wasn't a great, to me, it's not a great idea, because I believe that the minute that this happens, I think Cersei's gonna find a way to kill this kid. I'm telling you, from Cersei's, from us knowing what Cersei's already capable of, I know she loves her kids so much she don't want to see them with anybody. It's like, oh, they're just going to try to control him. But she's trying to control her kids also, which is so weird. It's such a weird dynamic that she has with her kids. Yeah, you can love your kids. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with loving your kids. The problem is you feel like everybody's trying to control your kids. They don't have, and that's the reason why you brought up Joffrey the way you brought him up, teaching him how to be king. But at the same time, he's a psychopath. And at the same time, you don't want to see him with anyone. You feel like everybody's trying to manipulate everybody. And I understand it is a part of the show. Everybody is trying to manipulate everybody. Probably Jon is the only person in the show that's not trying to manipulate anybody. You know, Sansa's just always in something. So at the end there, we saw them leave. Jaime finally revealing to Myrcella that he's her dad. She knew. She said she knew. She had some sort of idea about it. So she said she knew. After the scene, she started to croak. Blood started coming out of her mouth or out of her nose and stuff like that. And she died. And we found out that it was the kiss from the goodbye kiss from whatever her name is. I can't remember her name. Right? She kissed Myrcella before they left from the docks. And it was poison. So Myrcella is gone. So 2 of Cersei's kids is now dead. Tommen is the only one left alive, which is a promise from the witch that she saw when she was younger, telling her that, you know, these things are going to happen, and she's gonna have 3 kids, which she does have, and blah 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 blah. So that has happened. So that was a storyline in Dorne. A short version of it, if you want to say that. Okay, so let's review. Miss Sansa. Sansa was delivered to by Littlefinger, was delivered to Ramsay to be married. They got married. She got raped multiple times. Every night, this guy is raping Sansa. Sansa is asking Theon for help. He finally found his balls when, whatever her name is, confronted Sansa, because Sansa went to the tower to go light the candle, which Brienne, she totally missed because she had to go kill Stannis, right? So Sansa is still stuck in Winterfell. At that point, she came back. She got caught coming back. Theon threw the girl over the side of the thing, just as Ramsay was coming back from, you know, the battle with Stannis' army, and they had to get the hell out of there. So Theon finally found his balls that were in that was on the Islands. He found his nuts again, ran away. They jumped off the wall. Still don't. I'm hoping that they are safe and she didn't get hurt in any way, and she's out of Winterfell because they jumped out. So that's happening. So that storyline is good for now. Arya finally gets her revenge on one of the people on her list, which is pretty cool. Sir Meryn Trant is dead. Finally, the abuser, the one who likes little girls. He needed to go a long time ago. We had to wait 5 seasons to see this son of a gun that was hitting Sansa all that time when she was in King's Landing. A little girl, 12, 11 years old, she was punching the bell, talking about, I'm just doing my king's duty because I'm a king's guard, eh? No, sir. It's all revealed in season 5 that you're a sadistic, freak, pedophile. Okay? So now you were dead, because Arya made sure that you were dead. And man, she stabbed him like 20 times and cut his throat. It was brilliant. But she's gone off the deep end anyways. And she is, her story arc is pretty interesting because she's trying to serve the many-faced god, but she's also disobeying Jaqen's orders. She's not really listening, you know. So it's going to be really interesting to see what goes on with Arya's story next season. And also if she's going to end up leaving or what, are going back or whatever. Because it seems like Jaqen wants her to forget about revenge and concentrate on serving the many-faced god. As in, whenever he says, oh, we need to go take this life, go take it. You know what I'm saying? So she's basically being trained to become an assassin for the many-faced god, but she's not paying attention to that. I got some people to kill. I don't care about no many-faced god. I need to get this shit done, right? So, but the consequences of her actions was that she looked like she lost her eyesight. So that's going to be pretty interesting to see. So with Jon, I always review what's going on with the Starks, guys, because I love them so much. So Jon went after the battle. He became Lord Commander, and he decided that he has to go and get these people from and bring them south of the wall, the rest of the wildlands. So he made a deal with Tormund, and Tormund said, hey, if we're gonna go, you have to come with me. They have to see you. You have to explain to them why they need to come south of the wall. If they don't see you, they're not gonna trust it. They're not gonna come. So, but knowing Jon, knowing his way of thinking, you know he's going to go with no questions asked. He's gonna go. Of course, plenty of the Night's Watchmen, they're not going to agree with this situation, so they decided, okay, you know, we don't want that to happen, but you know, we hope you don't come back, you know, which nearly happened, to be honest, because he went to Hardhome to go get the rest of the wildlings, and bring them back. Got some ships from Stannis, went to Hardhome, got attacked by White Walkers and Whites, and also the Night King. So the Night King is OP as hell, and the White Walkers, they're OP. The Whites, not so much, you know. But the Night King is OP, man. He's OP, bro. I mean, you guys are telling me that these guys are so cold. That's the reason why they can walk through fire. You know what I'm saying? Till I had me wondering, you know, do they have some sort of relationship with the Targaryen, with the Targaryens? Because I don't know. Maybe it's Targaryen blood. I don't know what it is. But we also found out during this sequence that they're not only vulnerable to dragonglass, they are also vulnerable to Valyrian steel, which is what Jon's sword is made out of. So that's pretty cool. What they call it? Longclaw or whatever. You know, Longclaw. Pretty good sword. I like that sword. And also, was a pretty good fighting sequence. I liked it. They were overwhelmed, but as I said, Night King is OP. Just came in, raised his hands, and rose all the people that they just killed, joined his army. Boom, we're out of here. So Jon escaped by the skin of his teeth, and came back with all these wildlings, Night Watchmen. They weren't happy, blah blah blah. They just weren't happy about the situation, especially Ollie, you know. And they planned a coup to take Jon out, and Jon got stabbed by multiple Night's Watchmen. I was not happy about that ending to in episode 10. Was not happy about it, but it is what it is at this point. You guys said that I'm going to enjoy season 6, so I will continue to watch. I was pissed. I don't want to talk too much about it because I don't want to get angry again. Okay, so let's talk about the best scene that I think one of the best scenes, the best depiction of something you could ever do in a TV show, which shows so much vulnerability. It makes you feel sorry for a character that you probably never would see yourself feeling sorry for, and that is Cersei Lannister. She's evil, man, and she's the one that let these people loose in the city, and she faced the consequences from the very people that you gave power. And that's crazy, right? I didn't expect it to happen, but it did. But that scene where she was atoning for her sins, she still did not admit to her sin for sleeping with Jaime or anything of that sort. But she did admit that she stepped out of her marriage and go with Lancel, right? So she had to atone for that, and she had to do it naked, walking all the way from. She walked. It seemed like up at least a mile. You know what I'm saying? Because that scene was a very long scene. Just walking, at least a mile. I would say maybe not in the video. It probably didn't look like a mile, but I'm pretty sure if you look at maybe scaling it on the map, it's probably a good walk because her feet were bleeding. You know what I'm saying? And you have to walk a long time barefooted for your feet to start bleeding. You get what I'm saying? Like, unless she was because she wasn't walking on rocks or anything. It looked like she was walking on pavement. And I'm telling you, this guys, it takes a long time when you're walking for your feet to start bleeding just out of sheer walking on, smooth surfaces. Because if you're walking on smooth surfaces, it's nothing unless you step on a sharp piece of rock or something like that will cut your foot. Your foot are not going to start bleeding just by you walking. You get what I'm saying? You have to be walking for a long time. The bottom, the soles of your foot start to get really soft and stuff like this. I'm telling you guys this from experience. Not that my feet is already, but I've walked for very, very, very long, a lot of miles. Never did it barefooted, but I can tell you that is not a pretty sight, and it's not a nice feeling when you walk for that long and when you take those shoes off, when you start to walk just barefooted, and that pain, it's a very sharp feeling. I've walked for long periods of time barefooted too, but it was on smooth surfaces, so it wasn't bad, but it's still really painful. So I totally understand what they were trying to do during that scene. It was very humiliating. They were spitting on her. You know what I'm saying? They were throwing things at her. I think at one point it looked like they threw doo-doo on her. You know what I'm saying? It was a very I mean, you guys saw my face, how uncomfortable I was watching that scene. It was like, it reminds me of, it's a similar situation to when I watched the Passion of the Christ. If you guys have ever seen that movie, when Jesus was walking with the cross, when he was walking with the cross, I don't mean to bring up any, religious stuff, but it's just a movie I'm talking about, if you want to call it that. But when he was walking with the cross, and they were just throwing stuff at him, was spitting at him, and all of this other stuff, it just kind of reminds me of that scene. I'm not saying it's the same, guys. I'm not saying it's the same. I'm just drawing a little bit of parallel here. I'm not saying it means the same either. I'm just saying it just reminds me of that scene because it was a very long walk, And you know what I'm saying? It was a very long walk, and what the people were doing, it kind of reminds me of that. It was walking through a crowd of people. Everybody was saying, "Oh, this, whatever, whatever." They were talking whatever they wanted to say. They were spitting and all this other stuff. Um, I'm not saying that's what they were going for, but that's what it reminds me of. Okay, so there you go, Cersei Lannister story. But I think that Cersei is planning to kill everybody at this point. Nobody is safe right now because when that woman is ready to plot, I think this might be a turning point for her character, for her to understand that, listen, for her to even get even more vile. This is a turning point for her now to be like, yo, I'm done with all of this behind the scenes shit. They want to put me out on the street like this. I'm done with the behind the scenes stuff. I'm about to go at everybody. You cross me, you're dead. Simple, plain simple. You cross me, you're dead. I'm going to kill you. I'm not even going to care who sees or whatever. I think this is what's going to turn Cersei into not doing things politically correct anymore or try to go around anybody. She's just going to be out here just killing people if they come against her. She does not going to care anymore. But she's going to still care about her kids. She probably don't even give a shit about Jaime after this. You know what I'm saying? Because he's not there, you know, because the last time Jaime was in trouble and came back to her, she was like, you took too long. So I can imagine how she feels now. You know what I'm saying? Him not being there, she was being like, she's probably gonna say, you still took too long and you let my daughter die. So it's gonna be a crazy thing when Jaime gets back into town. He's not gonna be happy at all, of course, but it is what it is at this point. So I think I touched on every major thing that they did in the 5th season. It was a pretty good season. I liked it. The battle took place. Stannis lost. He sacrificed their daughter. I hated that. You know what I'm saying? I hated it. Every minute of it. Some people are saying that they turned Stannis into a terrible person in the show, and he's not like that in the books. Well, Shireen being sacrificed was not cool. It was not cool. It was for no benefit at all. They need to kill the Red Woman. She, whatever Lord of Light or whatever she believes in, that shit ain't working for nobody. Especially Stannis, now that he's dead. You know, Brienne got her revenge for Renly. You know, so I'm guessing that this season 6 is going to be an awesome time. So I don't want to take up any more time. It's 20 minutes in. So I think I reviewed everything and to give you guys my thoughts on what's coming up in season 6. As I said, I was really considering stopping watching this show because I was like, this makes no sense for you to kill off Jon. And you guys are saying, well, nobody has plot armor. Well, I keep that in mind nobody in the show has plot armor. Are you serious? Are you serious right now? Because I think Jaime has plot armor. I think Cersei has plot armor. I think Tyrion has plot armor. Tyrion must have the strongest plot armor in the show. If they kill Tyrion, I would be extremely, extremely, extremely surprised. Tyrion has come so close to death so many times and they never killed him. So many times and they never killed him. So my reasoning behind talking about plot armor is saying that with Jon means a lot to the plot of this show. He does. Because he was the noblest person in the show. He was the only one that was doing something for the benefit of others, right? That doesn't, he wasn't a selfish asshole. You get what I'm saying? As much as Tyrion talks, and I love him, right? Tyrion does do things for selfish reasons. You get what I'm saying? He does. Yes, he's a good person overall, but he does do things. He plays the Game of Thrones just like everybody else. Jon is the only one that don't give a shit about an Iron Throne or whatever. He just cares about people. He just cares about people, and that's why that's one of the things that I love about him so much. You know, it's crazy. You know, so I love that about Jon. I just love that about Jon. So hate me if you want. I don't care. But there's people in the show with plot armor for sure. You know what I'm saying? I think Cersei, Jaime, I think basically all the Lannisters. Well, not all the Lannisters, but I think those three, the three Tywin's kids, I really do believe that they do have very strong plot armor in the show, and that's the reason why things happen to them, but they're not gonna kill them because, you know what I'm saying? I don't think maybe during the war, I think maybe during when they finally get to face off, you know, North against South, White Walkers against humans or whatever, when that war starts, maybe we'll see one of these guys die, but I do not think up until that point any of them is going to die. Because, I mean, now Tyrion is in a new position. Jaime's going to come back. He's going to be pissed. I mean, you could tell a lot of stuff that's going to happen. Jaime's going to come back. He's going to be pissed about this whole situation. Myrcella dying in his arms. Cersei being walked through the street naked. He's going to be pissed. Of course. Anybody would be. You know what I'm saying? So, Tyrion has a new position. Cersei's going to be mad at everybody because of what just happened to her. We know these things are going to happen. So let's wrap this shit up. All right. So thank you guys for watching. As always, hope you guys give your thoughts on what you think about what's coming up in the season, and also what are your thoughts on season 5. I will be happy to hear and respond to you guys. This is your first time watching this channel, remember to subscribe. Consider subscribing to the channel. Hit that notification bell. Leave a like on the channel if you love Game of Thrones, if you love my reactions. And also, leave a comment in the comment section. We love to have conversations over here. I love your comments. I respond to your comments. I love y'all. This has been Terabyt Reacts, and peace.